How can you convince investors to invest? What is it that makes your pitch really compelling? That's right, we are continuing our 7-part series about venture capital and funding your startup with Landon Ainge, Managing Director of Assure Syndicates. If you are a tech startup founder looking to build apps, grow your SaaS business, and make money doing cool software entrepreneur-related stuff, start now by subscribing and hitting the bell. What makes the pitch convincing? What makes the investment opportunity really believable and compelling for investors? And how do you show that, you are the right founder to make this startup successful?
This is a really interesting question because a lot of founders say, well, I just can't until I build it, or I can't until I've done these things. And I think the answer is it depends on your industry and your business model. I'll rattle off a quick few. And if you're in that industry, you'll understand what I'm talking about. If you're not, you may not make any sense, but that helps. So the easiest to understand is consumer products. You're selling stuff online, usually directly, maybe through another channel partner like Amazon. But getting sales is the best validation you can get. Let's go spend some marketing dollars and let's see if we can convince people to buy, and that we're spending less in marketing than our profits are. So that way we can continue to scale and you keep putting those profits into the business and going forward.
What if you're not in consumer products, but you're in another market like hardware?
If I'm in a hardware space, that's kind of like a consumer product. I need to show I can sell it a lot. Hardware space is really hard. There aren't as many investors. You have to show true differentiation. And I find the most successful hardware plays are those that combine hardware with software recurring revenue. So those, you still have to get it in people's hands and prove that they're going to keep paying for it over time. Peloton's a great example. They were really successful because not very many people believe that a stationary bike would be that differentiating, but they were able to prove that people were willing to pay for it over time, and therefore the valuation was really high. If you're creating a B2B software, there's lots and lots of different business-to-business software solutions. Each one of those is trying to solve a current problem for an existing business, whether that be on the sales team that they don't know who to reach out to, or whether that's a logistics, lowering shipping costs, or there's so many different B2B software plays. Those ones, it's really good to have a pilot or had some initial customers testing it out. You can pre-sell your product. The biggest mistake that people run into on execution is not selling their product. They wait too long until it's done. You can sell your product when it's ready for 50% of the market, because 50% of the market will still be interested in buying, and that's usually the demographic you're going for anyways. And usually if you're saying we're testing this product but it solves this problem, we'd love to give it to you for free under the condition that when we release it, the update, that you will be paying for it. That's it is mutually beneficial for the company and for you.
What about marketplaces like Uber or Lyft?
Combining assets that exist in the ecosystem and connecting them with people that need them. This is one of the hardest ones to scale and one of the hardest ones to start up and just bootstrap, because you're building a technology solution. You have to market to drivers or assets, whatever you're trying to connect, and the end consumer at the same time. That business model generally takes more capital, as well as fintech startups, just because of banking and regulatory. So those two industries, they tend to stem from each other, meaning if you've been in that industry, you stay in that industry because you know how it works. So I just went over multiple things. I think that's helpful to have industry-specific guidelines, but execution it. Don't wait to sell. Even if you're a consumer product, pre-sell. You do a Kickstarter or Indiegogo. Show that there's a need in the market. Do whatever you can do to show it.
Make sure that you watch all the videos in this playlist to get the whole interview, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next one. Coming up next, how can you show your investors that your tech startup is going to make money? And what is CAC, customer acquisition cost, versus lifetime value?
How much does that cost to bring in a new customer?
Join us again. Videos are published every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon Mountain Time.